Fellas, as you can see, I have a ton of fragrances behind me, and during my fragrance journey, I've learned that not all fragrances are the same. Yes, you heard me correctly. Not every fragrance is created equally, and as a fragrance lover first, aside from content creation, I do not wear all fragrances the same amount. It's impossible to do. So today I'm going to talk about 10 fragrances so good you'll use the entire bottle. How do I know? Because I have. First up on our list today, we have a fragrance that exudes confidence and charm. It comes from a long line of bangers, and this one really set the game ablaze. The fragrance comes from the house of Paco Rabon, and this one happens to be Paco Rabon 1 Million Lucky. Now, I didn't quite use the entire bottle, but it is on track to be gone. Where others, when I do reviews and talk about it, I'm like, B, you haven't used that much. Here's the deal. I've come back to this one so much more because this one here does everything I need it to do. Also, when we talk about the overall feel within this fragrance, there's that green plum within this fragrance, there's that hazelnut within this fragrance, and with that, you get a fragrance that is special. The blend is harmonious, and it just gets the job done for whatever situation you put it in, and because of that, it's a fragrance that I come back to when I need a fragrance that is banging. And this, my friend, is a banger. Paco Rabon 1 Million Lucky. I tend to go through this next fragrance every few years ago, and it's been that way since like 2005 and 2006. The fragrance is that of Burberry Touch, and even back then it might have been more so woody aromatic fragrance that just is an all-around crowd pleaser. Now, I've heard some people say, yo, B, I purchased Burberry Touch, I'm not a huge fan of it, but the people around me love it, so that's what I'm in the game for. If you're looking for a fragrance that is going to be clean, fresh, refreshing, and also have that nice masculine powdery feel all in one, calming fragrance for sure, this is one that I would tell you to get. White pepper, nutmeg, vetiver roots. This is a top tier scent and one of the fragrances that I will never stop recommending. A phenomenal fragrance, Burberry Touch. Now, this next one is one that I haven't had to repurchase in a few years, but it's a fragrance that I've gone through countless bottles of, even doing fragrance reviewing. This one embodies that magnetism, that allure that you would find with Sean Diddy Combs, and this one comes from Sean John. This one is Unforgivable. Unforgivable, in my opinion, is a fragrance that has been unforgivably seductive. This fragrance here works all the time, and it's a fairly inexpensive fragrance. Now, a few videos ago, I talked about old fragrances that might make you smell like a grandpa. Now, this one is an older scent, but not quite in the 80s, not even close to the 80s fragrance. But what I will say is, I talked about fragrances in that video going into like discounters, more specifically like drugstores. And Sean John Unforgivable was a fragrance that you could find in a drugstore. And I haven't been to many CVS or Walgreens here lately fragrance shopping, but when I have taken a scan across the store, I haven't come across this one often. I think that this fragrance is one that once you get it, you're going to understand why people are so bent on having this one within their collection, because it just gets everything done that you need it to do. Sean John Unforgivable. The next fragrance is signature scent worthy, and it's a fragrance that a lot of you out there will strive to get. Some of you will never own, but if you decide to get it in your collection, I think you'll be happy with it, despite what everyone out there might say. The fragrance comes from the house of Creed, and this one is Creed Aventis. Now, Creed Aventis is said to symbolize success. You have bergamot, you have pineapple, you have apple within this fragrance. It's fresh, it's fruity, it's vibrant. This one is a game changer and a legendary fragrance, not only in its own right, but if you look across the board, this fragrance has really set the path for a ton of fragrance DNAs out there. One of the most copied fragrances out there, which is why you would come back to it over and over, like Nelly and Tim McGraw. This scent here is one that I have a backup bottle of. I have Creed Aventis cologne, which has gotten a lot of use there as well, but also some leaked out, so I have to be honest with that one. And then I have a ton of Creed Aventis like fragrances within the collection. But if you didn't have as many fragrances as I, and you wanted a fragrance, this is one that you would likely use the entire bottle of, despite its price point. An amazing fragrance if you're asking me. Creed Aventis for the win. As we get into this next fragrance, this is one that really inspired this video. I was doing my wife's niche summer fragrance list, and I said this is a fragrance that I would use the entire bottle of, and I said, hey, if mine click, let me do this video. And this is one that I've almost used all of this scent here, and it smells amazing. Now, Imaginary Authors has a few other fragrances that I would like to try, because I think it would have a similar effect in terms of a fragrance that I would continue to use over and over again. This is sweet mint, tangerine, you have southern magnolia, you have bourbon within this fragrance, you have crushed ice cubes and ice shavings, as it says. Oh man, spring, summer, you are good with this fragrance. I would even be confident wearing this fragrance in the fall, more so for cuddle buddy activity. It's not what you would traditionally wear in a cuddle buddy scenario, but it provides something different, and it's something that is nostalgic about this fragrance and wants you to come back to it over and over again. So I think that wearing this fragrance in that type of situation, you might intrigue some folks with it. All in all, phenomenal fragrance. Not a huge price tag on this fragrance either, so it's one that you can wear, you can purchase, and feel okay about purchasing multiple bottles of this one because it's not going to break the bank. St. Julep from the house of Imaginary Authors. Now, I've left this next fragrance out of a few videos, and some people are like, yo, B, you would traditionally put insert fragrance here, and I said I would, but I'm running low. I'm trying to preserve this fragrance, but I need to just purchase another bottle because I'm going to really start wearing this fragrance again when the weather dips down. The fragrance comes from the house of Killian, and this one is Killian's Black Phantom. Now, Black Phantom is a fragrance that I gave a 10 out of 10. As you know, when I talk about purchasing multiple bottles of this, I've purchased multiple bottles of this. I've given bottles of this away. I've given bottles of this away as gifts versus just giveaways on the channel, and this is one that I would need another one of because I am getting low. I probably have gone through 2/3 of this bottle, and I will likely come close to finishing it off this next colder weather seasons between fall and winter. So if you're looking for a fragrance that has that coffee feel, it's dark, it's resinous, it's yummy all at the same time, and unlike many other fragrances out there, this fragrance has an air of class and sophistication with it. Although it does have gourmand aspects to it, it's deep, it's rich, and it's a fragrance that you'll often want to reach for, which is why you'll use it so much and why you'll have to use the entire bottle. Black Phantom from the house of by Killian. Now, I already have a backup bottle of this fragrance as well as the flanker series of this fragrance, so I likely won't need a new bottle anytime soon, but some of you out there will, and you can see that how much I've used this fragrance. This one comes from the house of PARFUMS, and this one is PARFUMS Lola Mula, the OG. Now, there is these red notes within this fragrance, there's caramel within this fragrance, and this one is sweet, it's rich, it's inviting, but it's still airy, and where this fragrance really excels is in that compliment space. If you're looking for fragrances that are going to be compliment garnering, rich in wearing, projection is there, longevity is there, the sillage is there, then this is the fragrance that should be there within your collection. With PARFUMS Lola Mula, you know that you are on the money. When I first came across this fragrance, this was, I don't know, 2018, maybe 2019, and I have been hooked on this fragrance ever since. Most complimented winning fragrance year after year, because when you wear this fragrance, you are going to get noticed. In fact, I'm packing up tonight for a trip at the time of filming this video, and this one might come along with me. All in, phenomenal fragrance that I think you will not go wrong with. Great for gifts. The packaging presentation doesn't look like this anymore. Someone thought it was important for me to call that out. So there you have it, Lola Mula from the house of PARFUMS as a fragrance that you will not go wrong with. That one is really, really good. Now, when I mention this next fragrance, it might be an unlikely contender for some of you out there because I don't talk about it a ton, but I do wear it a ton, and because of that, I've gone through 2 bottles so far, and I do need a third because I think we are about out. All right, we got a little bit left in there. The fragrance comes from the house of Bulgari, and this one is Bulgari Man Extreme. That's a good scent. So Bulgari Man Extreme is a fragrance that I came across when I was living like out in Orlando. So 2013, 2014-ish maybe. This fragrance I came across, and I've been hooked on it ever since. Very different than the PARFUMS, the Lola Mula. Very different than Black Phantom. This is a fresh, fragrance that's going to work for you in the spring and summer. In fact, when I think of the Bulgari Man series, they have a lot of bangers. But although Bulgari Man Extreme was not the first man fragrance from Bulgari, it was Bulgari Man, the Extreme was the first fragrance that I came across, and because of how good this fragrance had worked for me over the years, that's kind of piqued my interest to come back to some of the others that they do offer, and I have yet to be disappointed. With Bulgari Man Extreme, you get zesty citrus notes, you get some pink pepper, and you also get some woody notes here that just kind of put together a nice fragrance stack that you know that you can wear into the office. It plays well there. It also plays well in those just casual situations when you're just out and about. You can wear this fragrance, know that you smell good, and when you walk past, someone's going to say, that guy smells amazing, even if they don't tell you. I like the performance on this fragrance. Again, I need to get another bottle. Oh man, I wish you could see it. I got like a corner. I got like just a small corner left. It is like right here, and it's gonna be gone. So I need another bottle of Bulgari Man Extreme. If you got one, you don't like it, you wanna send it to me, hey, holla at your boy, save me a little bit of money, all right? All right, now I got 2 fragrances left here, and I'm gonna put them in order here because I had them ranked differently. It's not really ranked. I'm just gonna talk about them differently, but I do wanna put this fragrance where it deserves. This fragrance here is one that probably one of the first fragrances since I started recording YouTube when I was like, whoa, I'm going to go through this bottle. Now, I'm not a huge cologne wearing guy. I know we've talked about it on this channel before. Prior to doing YouTube fragrance reviews, I did not purchase clones, didn't really know they existed. I really just purchased fragrances that I knew were legitimate, all right? Not saying that these aren't legitimate, but it wasn't my thing, all right? Fake Jordans, fake Rolexes, fake anything, wasn't my thing. So fake fragrances definitely wasn't gonna be it. That sounds so weird. It's not a fake, it's just a recreation, all right? But this fragrance here is a original fragrance from a brand that does recreations, and that is Alexandria Fragrances. The fragrance is Cacao Dreams. Now, I'm not going to go through this bottle of Cacao Dreams, at least not anytime soon, but you see how much of this fragrance I have worn. And this fragrance has done me justice. Cacao, vanilla, caramel, sweet fragrance, great longevity. It really smells like a Tootsie Roll. I've said it once, I've probably said it 100 times, and I'll say it 100 times more. Alexandria Fragrances Cacao Dreams is a winner. If you're looking for a winner in your fragrance collection, this is it. Presentation's not the same anymore. They've gone through maybe 3 or 4 different types of presentations on fragrances. This one right here, an original fragrance that I have to pay respects to. Shout out to Haney for creating this fragrance, or whoever created it within Haney's group. Just all around an amazing scent that I went back to over and over again, because if you're looking for compliment factor, it was there. Great fragrance for date nights, cuddle buddy activity, cooler weather outside. Spray this thing on. Longevity is massive, okay? Winner chicken dinner with this one here. Alexandria Fragrances Cacao Dreams. And the final fragrance I want to talk about is also a winner in its own right. Original fragrance for sure. Comes from the house of Killian, and this one is Killian's Angel Share. Now, there are multiple bottles of Angel Share floating around my house, and I just heard that they've coming out with a 100 ml bottle of Angel Share, so therefore I'm going to have that bottle. I got to pick it up because I'm going to use all of this one. This is a fragrance that I did for 10 for life in real life. If you have not seen that video, check it out, because this fragrance made it there, and you'll get all the reasoning why for it. Compliment monster, sensual, ladies love it, which means my wife loves it. For you, ladies out and about are going to love it. You can be the man that they desire. All in, this is a fragrance that when you wear it, you know you smell amazing. It's a unisex fragrance, so I'll preface it with that. It's not going to be an ultra masculine scent, but if you're really looking to the secret to compliments, you have to wear the fragrances that have a little sweetness to it, a little more inviting, and not so aggressive in its wear. This one does have power. I've done a few videos on this one talking about why this is still must-have fragrance for 2023. I did a video talking about wearing it for the week. Be sure to check those videos out to give you a better picture of where this fragrance may fit within your collection or within your fragrance wardrobe. So there you have it. Those are 10 fragrances that are so good you'll use the entire bottle. And again, as I said, I know because I have or will be doing so really soon. Let me know what fragrances you've used the entire bottle of, and is there anything on this fragrance list today that you have purchased a backup bottle of or another bottle because you've used it all. As always, I'm your boy Big B. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend that we are back again. And you already know what I need you to do. Just hit the goddamn